welcome again to some Wargame Airland Battle action. It's going to be 3 vs 3 on the Alesund map, I believe. And we've got NATO consisting of myself, Lightman, Scrats and Vigilante. We've got Pact consisting of Delta 82, Sunshara and Ripper Bat. Interesting names indeed. So yeah, this map, Alesund, yeah, it's pretty interesting. Got a bit of open terrain here and there, but yeah, it is kind of closed off in many regards. Well, actually, it's not really closed off. It's just that there's going to be quite a bit of close-range combat with all this forest and all these urban sectors. But we'll just wait and see what happens. So hopefully someone's going to be leaving a CV there. We're drawing up our lines. Looks like Sunchara is going to Charlie, and I believe I'll be going there as well. Ripperbat is going for Mike. Hopefully he won't capture it. We'll see what happens. And I've also got infantry coming in to the middle to help secure it. So a couple of quick aircraft coming in. Nothing too fancy. And I might just slow things down a bit actually. There we go. So we got quick infantry coming in from my opponent Sunchara. And also Yak to be a pain in the ass. Hopefully my anti-air does manage to take him out. My Kustigers are definitely seeing better days. I do try to retreat them. I don't think that'll really be enough though, but we'll see what happens though. Everyone's getting panicked. Thank God for cheapo tanks to not bad. Ouch. To hammer our infantry as well, but I probably should have brought a little bit more infantry in the beginning skirmish. As for these Morskaya Peyotas, do they really get there that quickly just from ground transport? That'd be kind of hard to believe. Yeah, possibly, very possible. Well, in either case, my tanks are going to go straight into the middle of them. Not really sure why I'm letting them do that, but there you go. Not exactly the smartest of things. Not exactly too smart of my opponents continually going in with aircraft either, actually knowing the amount of anti-air that I've got there, which only seems to be Vigs, although I do have a just an infrared AA SAM launcher as well, so there you go. As for these Moscow Piotas, yeah, they're just going to continue destroying my Stir of 102s, which aren't exactly that cheap, actually. I should just be, well, I do manage to get them to retreat, actually, but they kind of retreat into the line of my, my AA infantry, the RBS-70s. There you go, my Kustigers fled the battlefield, shameful display, etc., etc. And I'm very surprised, actually that Sunchara, sorry, I'm very surprised that Sunchara is not actually sending in more reinforcements. I mean, he's got a bit of a foothold there. He should be trying to send out something. I believe we had an FJB squad here that was just destroyed. Looks like a combination of Panzer Coats by Scrats and myself going for Kustigers. I believe I should be sending in some AA infantry as well at some point. Unfortunately, it looks like Mike has been taken, so I'm not really sure if Scrats has even contested that, actually. To be honest, I'm seeing some flames here and there, so maybe contested it a little bit, but unfortunately it's going to be held by Ripperbat, and he's going to have quite an iron grip indeed, to say the least. Yeah, well, at least we have some more support on the way, including good old SK-60B, so that's a very nice little, okay, it's not even a prototype aircraft, but it basically has homing HE missiles, which is a bit of a rarity for aircraft in this game, for some bizarre reason. But anyway, yeah, they're going to do a great job going after the Moscow Piotas, and by great I mean it looks like they'll be missing plenty of shots, but oh well. What can you do? We're going to be sending in plenty of heavy schmums at the very least. And, well, there we go. What was that? Okay, well, something else coming in to bomb these guys, and there we go, down they go, so... Yeah, I'll be securing the area of main infantry, and yeah, instead of Sunchara sending in more stuff to support, he's instead got rocket artillery coming in, which, bizarrely enough, is actually training up some of my troops, just from getting hit by that. Well, I suppose they're, you know, adapting to the rigors of war and all that, something to that effect. Speaking of which, Scrats could probably do some infantry in these buildings, actually. They're there for a reason. But oh well. Actually, I think he's actually playing as... Okay, he's playing as Sweden as well, and I'd be playing as Sweden too, and I can't remember if that's the Danish flag or Norway. But in either case, it's going to be Scandinavian countries versus... whatever the hell our opponents are going as. Seems to be USSR, East Germany, and... yeah, looks like, yeah, East Germany and USSR. new problemo. See what happens. Tower defenders also coming in to blow up a few miscellaneous APCs, nothing too fancy there. What's kind of surprising is that Sunchara did not move up his Iglas just a little bit more. I'm not sure if they could hit the town defenders from here, but you'd think he'd at least just get them to go into a bit more forward building and, well, if need be, I mean, you can just get them out there and go on attack move towards the town defenders, engage them once in range, but there you go. There you go, slowly but surely fortifying at Charlie. Opponent is, well, Sunchara has actually got 2 rocket artillery pieces, something you don't see too often to say the least. And yeah, something that I'm not really sure why he's doing that exactly, but there you go, still continuing to fortify, sending in a cheapo transport just to see if there's anything out there, and there most certainly is. Most certainly is indeed. And now it looks like Delta's coming in to spam some aircraft as well. Well, not spam it, but to bombard me with aircraft as well. Unfortunately, he seems to be getting away with it. These Veeks, one of them's panicked, the other one's not, so they're not going to be quite as effective as they could be. Don't seem to have any other anti-air. Looks like that that infrared SAM was destroyed by the looks of it. Kind of sucks. I really should be bringing up some more, which hopefully I shall be doing. I'll bring up more anti-infantry at the very least. Looks like Foxtrot completely belongs to us. For some reason they're not contesting that, despite the fact that there are 2 zones, 2 key zones right in the middle of the map, but nope, they're not doing anything. I mean, they're not even using rocket artillery here, where arguably it could be far more useful. Nope, they're just going to let it stay in our hands. Mike is continuing to be reinforced by Ripperbats, but the thing is, he's reinforcing it, but unless if he actually decides to attack or something, and these forces are basically just going to be sitting around doing nothing, by the looks of it. Doesn't he have any anti-air? He does have a bit of anti-air. Nothing long range though, from what I could tell. That's still even short range stuff. Provided that it's positioned very well, I can still do pretty well. Well, in any case, Scrat's coming in with his own command vehicle. Charlie has still not been taken. Got more stuff flooding in all over the place. I just fast forward actually, nothing much seems to be happening. And yeah, Ripperbat continues to reinforce Mike. He might actually make an attack happen at some point. We'll see what happens. He does have some VDVs coming in, maybe to scout ahead. A couple of enemy aircraft coming in, nothing really too fancy. Some of my vehicles getting destroyed by the bloody ATGMs of the T-55s, and my recon infantry barely managing to survive. In fact, they're going to go straight into the line of fire of these Moscow Piotas, who are basically going to go to town on them. Thankfully I do have some Heaven Schmarms and such in buildings. They should be alright. More rockets coming in, nothing too fancy. I'm going to see quite a few Moscow Piotas coming in by Sunchara. It'll be interesting to see how this works, especially since I'm pretty sure that these Heaven Schmarms should be covering the entire forest here. But they could technically go around like that actually, but let's just, there we go, let's just slow things down a bit. So these guys, I'm going to get the shit stunned out of them, and yeah, my tanks will be able to finish them off while the Heaven Schmarms keep them pinned down basically. So these guys are going to mind thinking they're, Jesus Christ, that is loud. Anyway, I was thinking that their machine guns might have been, Jesus, anyway, that the machine guns might have been close quarter combat ones, but apparently not. We actually got a bit of an air spam by Vigilante, bizarre enough. Has to watch out though, doesn't want to get taken out by random MiGs, that much is certain. He does evac one of his fighters, 2 MiGs evac though in the process. I suppose you could technically say you could have more on the ground, but these guys, well, they're just providing cap by the looks of it. In case, the second Moscow Piotr squad coming in for Sunchara, and this time he is, yeah, being a bit smarter, he's just deciding to go around, and yeah, just trying to sneak around. Just have a look actually. Well, we do have a couple of vehicles and such here and there, but yeah, there definitely is a bit of a vulnerability actually, now that I think of it. Whoops, I should have positioned a couple of infantry here just to spot. Well, I do actually have an APC, well, an unarmoured truck, should I say. And, oh, okay, indeed. Yeah, well, I do at least have a truck which will reveal anything, you know, coming this way. I mean, I won't really know what's really coming on until it gets destroyed, but it's still better than nothing. Just having a look though, these Moscow Piotrs are right next to my truck, and they're not actually firing at it. Huh, okay, apparently the truck hasn't been revealed to them yet either. Well, it looks like we got a spare command vehicle in Charlie, so why not, I guess. Indeed. And as for Foxtrot, I thought we had a CV being sent there, but it might have been destroyed already, which was pretty freaking fast to say the least. Well, I suppose I could send in my CV to Foxtrot, but we are slowly but surely winning on the scoreboard. So, there you go. There we go. We finally got some enemy tactics. Looks like, yeah, Riverbat wants good old Charlie to be smoked a bit, and what is he going to have to come through there? BTRs, along with some infantry, probably more bloody Morskaya Peyotas to come in as well. A couple of Iglas, tanks moving in, mortars moving in. Yeah, he's got a bit of a light assault force. We'll see how he does with that. And as for the middle, yep, looks like it's pretty heavily fortified. Mike looks to be pretty heavily fortified as well. But really, these guys ain't going anywhere. So, yeah, they're just really acting as defense rather than as offense. And given that our opponents are losing, they're going to have to make something happen eventually. We finally do have an attack happening by Ripperbats. Actually, are these Ripperbat? Oh no, these are actually Sun... what is his name? Sun Shara. Couldn't see it underneath this mortars thing. But anyway, yeah, we do have Sun Shara firing off crap loads of mortars to get the smoke in. But really, I don't really have... well, actually, I do have some ATGM launchers, but I believe the smoke... well, the smoke's not really affecting these guys. And I think these guys... depends on how exactly the smoke is processed. I mean, by the looks of it, they can aim through. I don't think they're actually... I don't think the smoke is actually obstructing the line of fire too much. In the game's got VDVs coming in, Heaven Schmumps coming in, Blocks coming in from Vigilante. Finally, got a bit more of a actual battle happening, but at the same time, yeah, as you can see, they're trying, they're definitely trying, but it's going to be a bit tricky for them to crack our defense like this, especially with amount of stuff that was spread around there. Jesus, that is loud. Their mortars will be able to do a bit of damage, I'll admit that actually. Especially at close ranges like that. Massive pain in the ass, they do drop a couple more bombs by the looks of it, and a couple of Dragons myself coming in as well actually. What am I going to be sending them up against? Against some MiGs apparently. I'm actually managing to stun one of them, and Vigor managing to die to the Su-27X. Kinda sucks, but oh well, P2 still manages to survive. I believe one of these aircraft was destroyed, I think one of the 18 gems on it. Su-27S continues to live though. Where the hell is my anti-air? We have MiGs firing at it. And yep, there goes the Su-27S, definitely being way too foolhardy with that, keeping it too far forward for too long basically. But at the same time, as Moscow Piotrs do manage to come in, as well as a VDV squad that's been promptly dispatched, so... God damn, that is freaking loud. But yeah, Moscow Piotrs do manage to come in by Sun Shara, kind of close to my Hawk in fact. I probably should be saying that guy a bit back, but there you go. And I'm even bombarding my own Heaven Schmumps to get to the Moscow Piotrs, which bizarre enough are only worried. These guys are panicked. These guys are all freaking panicked. Wow, incredible. Thank God for supporting fire from aircraft and such. Finally managing to panic these Moscow Piotrs, but at the same time these guys are panicked as well. More mortars coming in, this time laying down a bit of smoke, giving their Moscow Piotrs a bit of a respite, you could say, and I also lost my Hawk as well. I don't think I lost it to the Piotrs though, I think I lost that to, I think, the aircraft or something. But in any case, yeah, they do try to come forward, and yeah, it just ain't working out for them, to say the least. So yeah, these guys will continue to be a pain in the ass. My Draken's not really doing too much. In fact, I probably should have been a bit more careful with them. Well, let's see if I can take out any of his aircraft in turn. Yep. They'll fly straight into the camera and evac. Ouch. Definitely need a bit more ground-based anti-air. Got a single VEG-40. That appears to be it. I've got a Hawk by Vigilante, but we definitely need a bit more. Another Hawk coming in for myself. Probably should send in just a little bit more AAA and all that, but oh well. A couple of Drakens still hovering around. I probably should keep them further back actually, because these guys, well, they've only got anti-air rockets and they're short-ranged ones as well actually, so yeah, probably not such a good idea to leave them out in the open like that, but oh well. What can you do? These Vegans for Scrats are actually going to fly straight in. They don't really have much in terms of anti-ground armament, so I'm not really sure what exactly he's doing there. Oh, probably to take out that helicopter, I think. I'm pretty sure there was... Actually, I think there was a helicopter there, a recon helicopter that came in, I think. Yeah, fuck it. So in any case, yeah, everyone's going to be evacuating, of course, except for my Drakens. More infantry coming in. So, crap loads of artillery coming in. Heaven Schmums are still alive though. And I'm still able to lay down quite a bit of supporting fire as well with my SK 60Bs. Moscow Piotr is still staying alive. Seems to be making a bit of a habit of that actually. There's some Ripper Bats. Well, he did manage to smoke out a few areas here and there, but as you can see, the smoke is a little bit haphazard. He managed to smoke this rear area quite a bit, but not really in front of the buildings themselves, which kind of sucks for him, but well. My Volkswagen does get briefly detected, but thankfully Sturv 2 is coming in to save the day. Piotr's still alive, but so are my Heaven Schmums, and finally I managed to take them out. These Heaven Schmums definitely need to be resupplied, to say the least. And of course they've got more freaking aircraft coming in. Thank God that I'm able to bring them down with a bit of ground-based anti-air. Although I think maybe these blocks, they launched a couple of AMRAAMs as well to help them out by the looks of it. Kind of hard to tell, but I think that was the case. And of course more artillery still coming in. Probably should try and do something about this artillery at some point. Unfortunately we do have some anti-air in front of it, so attacking of aircraft is probably going to be out of the question, but we'll see what happens. Basically, we'll see what happens. My forces are definitely have definitely seen better days, that much is certain. And yeah, again, trying to send my recon forward. It's not really going to do too well against the BTRs, to say the least. Thankfully, my TGMs are managing to remain calm, despite the fact they're getting shelled the hell and back. And yeah, they should be able to get rid of these BTRs relatively quickly. They'll actually leave my Funkschmeggers there. And dropping the cluster bombs. Brilliant. Even managing to take out a whole bunch of BTRs as well, actually. The infantry do manage to survive, unfortunately, but still that was pretty good, actually, managing to take them out. I believe that was really just a bit of luck that I managed to take them out. The APCs, that is, along with the mortars, but there we go, managed to take them out. Something else getting destroyed as well. Not really sure what the hell that was. I'm not sure if my Viggen actually managed to survive either for that matter, but hopefully he did. Hopefully there's plenty more where he came from, and yeah, there we go, you gotta love cluster bombs. Yeah, when I first encountered them in Wargame Airland Battle, I wasn't exactly too enthused to use them, but they definitely do have their uses. It's just that they don't do any damage versus infantry, which is a bit of a downer, but they do pretty well against vehicles, especially armor 1 vehicles, which they one-shot every single time. But oh well. They do what they do. Okay, so we actually do have a bit of a counter-attack by Ripperbat. He's finally sending in his forces, or rather some of his forces. In fact, he's actually sent pretty much all of them. Mike is Mike is actually completely open to counter-attack. There's literally no defending forces at all. So even if Scratch sent in just a couple of Sturvs or just anything really, he'd be able to take Mike pretty freaking easily, so this is pretty surprising actually. The fact that Ripperbat has actually sent all of his infantry, everything out of Mike. He should have left a couple of things just to defend, but wow. Okay then, well, he's not going to be defending, he just wants to go straight on the assault, and it might actually work for him. We'll see what will happen actually. I think, yep, there goes another Draken. Hopefully these SKs will stay alive a bit longer to do a bit of damage, and of course then we've got helicopter spam coming in, so it's like a, I don't know, it's like a little smorgasbord, multi-course meal perhaps, of course. Anyway, yeah, it's like a multi-course meal of, actually I think I'm targeting my guys there just as much as I'm targeting Piotr's, but in any case, yeah, it's like a multi-course meal of different vehicles and infantry coming in. Just gotta love it. Oh, indeed. Hey, what the hell? Let's just see if we can get a get a closer view. So yeah, plenty of rockets and such being fired off. More smoke as well to be a pain in the ass. Pretty sure my Hawks should be able to fire over the smoke just fine and dandy if need be. Could do with a bit more anti-air, of course, but what the hell? More of these cheapo tanks coming in. Monoscale Piotas unfortunately do manage to take out all my Heaven Schmums. Well, almost all of them. I believe these are the retreating survivors. I think I wasn't paying too much attention, but yeah, these guys are going to get hammered by artillery. Bam. Now these helicopters seem to be out of rockets actually. They're actually going to go straight into the middle of my forces. And of course, because they're freaking packed helicopters, they'll be able to survive as well. Despite the fact that they were getting loads of fire rained down on them, but there you go. what's keen to do? Is these Moscow Pilters? Well, thankfully I do have my Herald Schwabs split up there. Damn it, that is freaking loud. So even though 2 squads here are panicked, these 2 are not panicked. Yeah, right here, while these guys are panicked, so yeah, forward more until easily to these other guys. More SKBs coming in just to make sure that they die. And there we go, it is good to see the opponents attempting a bit of a push. Not really sure why exactly Scratch has really sent his CV that far back. Could have just left it in this forest line, or maybe sent it over around here, if I can just find a bit of cover. Damn it, I think that's just barely outside. But in any case, he could have sent it a bit further back, really, if he was concerned about the enemy getting to him. I mean, just sending him completely back like that was not the best of ideas. But we're still winning when it comes to points, though. But if opponents keep this up, then we'll... Okay. Yeah, if they keep this up, then we'll end up losing, actually. So, kind of ridiculous that he's actually keeping it like that. But, well... What's going to do? More cars coming in, and yeah, they're pretty sturdy helicopters, but at the same time they can only last so long, although they definitely are managing to last a while. It seems one of them getting taken out, the other one barely managing to get out. Nope, he actually does get taken out. Bam. Down he goes. Where's my ground-based anti-air? Let's see, 1 Hawk, and there we go. Finally sending in a Vig, could do a little bit more. And well, I do have one of my vegans. Yeah, I do have one of my vegans at the very least, but is that the one that survived, or did I get a second one? I don't know. What I do know is our opponents are definitely giving us a bit of a hard time, managing to shoot down various things. Starfighters coming in by Vigilante, definitely needs to watch out. Does manage to blow up, I believe, the anti-air that was there. And here we go, we actually do have some sneak infantry coming in from Delta, as well as a couple of BMP-2s, which will really come in handy for their autocannons. In fact, if I was Delta, I'd actually get them a little bit further back, actually. But there we go, instead these Dragonaires are... Oh, they're actually going towards this little urban sector, which means, well, if they weren't stunned, they'd be able to reach it and they'd be able to blow up, there we go, be able to blow up these BMPs, but yeah, actually, wow, these BMPs are really doing loads of damage with their autocannons, it seems. Might have been a little bit of trouble, perhaps. Well, 1 BMP does go down at the very least. Another one goes down. Mod Schutzens are still getting torn to pieces. They do manage to take out quite a few of their infantrymen, but not really. There's just not enough really to crack our defense here. I'm not really sure why Delta didn't send in some flame tanks and such just to help out. I mean, clearly a few infantry squads and a few BMPs is not really going to cut it, but I'll admit he did manage to... down go their aircraft as well. But anyway, he did manage to get some infantry in there briefly, but definitely needed a much stronger follow-up. Well, much stronger general attack, really, to begin with. But yeah, well, what can you do, eh? What can you do? Looks like we've got a bit of a foothold once again established by Sonchara. But I know where his guys are. It's just a matter of sending in my SKs to support, and yeah, having Schmums to... help out as well. We've got a couple of blocks as well, presumably to drop bombs on the Moscow Toyotas, and let's just get a close in view of that. There we go. Bam. Did they all get killed off? Nope. Of course not a single one survives even after all that. And of course he'll... Oh no, he won't survive that mortar barrage. Well, there we go. That's a bit of relief, I suppose. They do have more mortars though. Well, it will be a bit tricky to get past these Strelas, but we'll see what happens. We'll actually try to make another run happen with my Vigan. We'll just have to wait and see. Ah, there it is. The AJS 37 Vigan with the Millioned. Just gotta love it. And, oh, thank God that Seed aircraft missed my Hawk there. I think, oh, rather my Allies Hawk. I think that's what he was aiming for. I believe he got taken out as well, I think. Yep, dying rather horribly there. Bam, what a way to go, eh? Straight into the mountainside. And nope, this guy is not doing anything. Damn, I thought he was going to try to actually just go for it and just drop the missiles, but apparently not just yet. Nope, just going to be evacuating. Oh, wait a minute, what is it? Huh. Okay, and down goes the Vigan. Well, that was a bit of a waste, and he didn't kill anything either. Ah, okay, I think he might have been going after the T-55AMs. Again, sending stuff unsupported like that, not the greatest of ideas. I've definitely got plenty to deal with them. Ah, that's interesting. This guy's actually not technically under concealment. Whoops. Should have taken that into account when I sent him there. But it is a command tank at the very least, as you can see. 103B. Not too shabby, I suppose. Not quite as good as the 103C, but it'll have to do. Kind of wish it's yeah, I definitely wish its top armor was a bit greater, but still it can take cluster bombs, so there you go. Even with just 2 top armor, it's better than 1 top armor, I guess, so there you go. So we're still continuing to get hammered. Finally got a CV being sent in by myself. And is that going to be this Stir, I wonder? I'm not entirely sure, but I do know that opponents are quitting in droves. It was an interesting spam they brought out against us, but they definitely needed to go for something a bit more... Oh, 3 of them this time. Anyway, they needed to go with something a bit more balanced, to say the least. And as for these SKs, I've got no idea where they think they're going. More recon for myself coming in, nothing too surprising. And we actually do have some mortars counter-mortar fired by Vigilante. Yeah, he will be panicking some of these mortars. Well, actually almost destroying one of them. Unfortunately, not quite being able to finish the job, but what the hell, doing quite a bit of heavy damage towards them, and that is game, set, and match. Didn't even notice that the points were ticking down, but or up actually, as the case would be, but there you go. So good game to our opponents. This has been Dave Tadvich signing off.